Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Theo, and I'm a yoga instructor based in Los Angeles. I'm teaming up with Nava House today to offer you a 30-minute intro to handstands. So during this class, we will break the prerequisite of how to balance upside down. So let's get started. If you have a yoga mat, always encourage to grab a yoga mat to have a little extra cushion. Bring your knees wide, your big toes to touch, sit back towards your heels, and go ahead and lay your chest towards the ground, lengthening the side of your waist. Take a deep breath in. And then open mouth, exhale as you completely surrender. And then once again, grip your fingers on the mat. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. And then once again, inhale the biggest breath you can take. Hold the breath at the top. Open mouth, exhale as you let yourself relax. On your next breath in, shift forward. Come onto your hands and your knees, tabletop. You want to spread your fingers away from one another and then place your knees right underneath your hips. Tuck your toes and then go ahead, lift your knees off the ground. Hold it for a few rounds of breath. Leaning the chest forward, lengthening the tailbone to the back of the mat. Press on your palms, lifting the chest away from the ground. Take one more deep breath in, 3 of those. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Press your feet towards the back of the mat and push your hands on the ground. Maybe find a slightly longer stance with your hands a little more forward. Micro bend the knees, hips up, and then hips back. Keep your knees micro bent as you look in between the thighs. Couple more rounds of breaths. Draw the navel into your spine. Activate the deepest layers in your core. And then on your next breath in, lean forward, plank pose. Bring your shoulders right above your wrists. Once you have your shoulders above your wrists, lift up the front of the thighs a little bit more and lean your chest forward. Maybe look forward towards the front of the room. Keeping the chest leaning forward, you're going to activate the front of your shoulders. Take one more breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back to the back of the room. 3 more rounds, just like that. Inhale, lean forward, plank pose. Keep your hips the same height than your shoulders. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Once again, inhale to your plank pose. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Bend your knees, walk towards the front of your mat, forward fold, all the way down, look in between the knees. You can move your head side to side, maybe a couple of circles with your head, switching the direction, opposite circles. Grab opposite elbows, bend your knees just a little bit more, and lean your chest on top of your thighs. You can dangle the body weight right and left a couple times, decompressing the spine. Release your hands on the ground, bend your knees, roll up to stand, one vertebrae after the other, and then reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, press on your feet, look up towards your fingers. Exhale, bring both of your hands to your heart center. Interlace your fingers on your lower back. Pull your fingers down towards the ground. Bend your knees. Take a deep breath in. Lift your chin towards the ceiling. One breath. Exhale, bring your chin to your chest and then round the spine forward. Pull your fingers towards the ceiling. Keep your elbows micro bent. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then lift your fist a little higher towards the sky. Take one more breath in. Activate the core. Lean forward. Exhale, forward fold, both hands on the ground. Micro bend the knees. Inhale, lift up your chest halfway up. Lengthen the tailbone towards the back of the mat. Lengthen the chest towards the front of the mat. And then bring your hands to your heart center. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Take one breath in, 3 on those. Exhale, forward fold, all the way down. 2 more. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Once again, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plank pose. Plant your hands, step your feet back. Stay into your plank pose and hold it for a few rounds of breath. Keeping the hips same height than the shoulders. Once again, take a deep breath in. Exhale, knee to your nose, round the spine. So stay in your plank, the whole body is still the same. Inhale, three-legged plank. Keep the right leg lifted. Exhale, knee to nose. Two more. Inhale, three-legged plank. Exhale, knee to nose. One more. Inhale, three-legged plank. Exhale, knee to nose. Drop the knee at the center of the mat. And then open up the left arm towards the ceiling as you drop the left foot to the ground. Roll the chest to the left side of the mat, side plank. If you want to go deeper into your side plank, lift up the left leg off the ground. Take one breath in. Some people can go a little bit deeper, bend the top knee. Maybe you grab the top foot, kick the foot against your hand. Open up the front of your shoulders. Make sure you still are able to balance. It's one more breath in. It's one more breath out. Release the left foot at the back of the mat. Left hand to the ground. Inhale, three-legged dog. Lengthen the right leg up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, step the right foot forward. Bring the right foot slightly to the right side of the mat. Bend the back knee. Bend the front knee so the front knee is above the front ankle. Grab your hips. Come up into your crescent lunge. Try to squeeze the feet towards the center of the mat so you really feel the hips facing straight forward. Relax the shoulder blades and reach your fingers down towards the ground with the palms facing in. Maybe you can push the back leg a little more straight as you press the back heel to the back of the mat. Inhale, crescent pose. Reach your arms towards the ceiling. Look up towards the fingers. Take one breath in through your nose. One breath out. Lengthen the chest forward. Lengthen the back leg straight. Reach your arms to the back of the room and look down towards the front big toe. Back leg pressing back through the heel. Chest opens. Palms to face up towards the sky. One more breath in here. One more breath out. Inhale, come back up. Crescent. Bend the back knee slightly. Exhale, flying crescent. Lengthen the back leg. Lean forward. Two more. Inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, flying crescent pose. Once again, inhale, crescent. Exhale, plank pose. Plant your hands on the ground. Step the right foot to the back of the room. Drop the knees on the floor. Forearms on the ground, palms together. Elbows right underneath the shoulders. And then lengthen the legs back to the back of the mat. Forearm plank. Hold it. Press on the forearms. Lean your chest forward. Push your heels towards the back of the room as you continue to lean the chest forward. Try to really apply more pressure towards the pinky side of your hands. So one more breath in. Exhale, drop your hips down to the ground. Separate the forearms parallel, keep your thumbs facing up. Tuck the toes at first. Lift your knees off the ground. Push down through your forearms and look straight forward. Press your heels further back. Broaden the chest forward. Point the toes. Make sure the knees are still off the ground. Press onto the tops of your feet. You have one more breath in. And then one more breath out. Lower the chest halfway down. Lift up the legs. Reach your arms towards the back of the room. Hold it. Let's work on some shoulder mobility. So make sure you have room around your mat. Inhale, reach your arms forward. Exhale, reach your arms back as if you were swimming. So inhale, think about length. Exhale, think about height. Two more. Inhale for length. Exhale for height. Once again, inhale for length. Exhale for height. Hold it for 3, for 2, for 1. And then relax all the way down. Palms to face up along the side waist. Bend your knees. windshield wipe your feet, side to side. Feel the heat, the warmth that you just created. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. Lift yourself up. Keep your knees right underneath your hips. Organize your hands properly. Hold it. And then lift your knees a couple inches off the ground. Back to this hovering tabletop. Chest forward. Lengthen the tailbone back to the back of the mat. Give yourself one breath in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. So find a long stance in your downward facing dog. It's completely fine if your knees are slightly bent. Lifting up the seat bones, pushing the seat bones to the back of the mat. On your next breath in, lean forward, plank pose, chest above the wrist. Exhale, the left knee comes to your chest, hold it. And then stay in your plank, just the left leg. Inhale, lengthen, three-legged plank. Exhale, knee to nose. 3 more, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, close. Once again, inhale. Exhale, close. One last time, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, close. Drop the knee at the center of the mat. Circle the back heel flat to the ground. And then broaden the right arm towards the ceiling, lengthen. If you want to go deeper, lift up the left foot, the right foot off the ground, rather. Point the toes, bend the knee, maybe grab the foot with the top fingers. Lean the chest forward, kick the foot against the hand. It's one more breath in. Exhale, release the foot, step to the back of the mat. Right hand to the ground, left hand to the ground. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg towards the ceiling. Take a full breath in. Exhale, step the left foot forward, slightly towards the left side of the room. Bend the back knee, front knee above the front ankle. Grab your hips, come up. Stack your spine above your hips. I like to go up and down with my hips a couple times, just to set up my legs into more strength. Arms down, shoulders soft. Ribs in, navel in, and then inhale, crescent pose, arms up towards the ceiling, lengthen the back leg a little more. Feel the stretch on the front of the back thigh as you push the back heel to the back of the room. It's one more breath in. Exhale, lean forward, chest forward, arms back, palms facing up, look down towards the front big toe, or maybe slightly more forward, depending on how the neck feels. Try to squeeze the feet towards one another. And then again, inhale, bend the back knee. Arms up. Exhale, lengthen the back knee. Arms back. 2 more. Inhale, crescent. Exhale, flying crescent. Once again, inhale, crescent pose. Exhale, plank pose. Plant your hands. Step the left foot to the back of the mat. Drop the knees at first. Forearms on the ground. The warmth builds for sure. Lengthen the legs, forearm plank. Keep your feet touching. And then let's work on the core. So inhale, step the right foot outside of the mat. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, left foot out. Exhale, center. Inhale, right. Exhale, center. Inhale, left. Exhale, center. Again, inhale, right. Exhale, center. Inhale, left. Exhale, center. 3 more each side. Inhale, right. Exhale, center. Don't go too fast. Inhale, left. Exhale, center. 1 more. Inhale, right. Exhale, center. Inhale, left. Exhale, center. Drop your hips down to the ground. Sphinx pose. Forearms parallel. Point the toes. Lengthen the legs. Press on the tops of your feet. Push down through the forearms. If you want to go deeper, palms flat. Keep your knees off the ground. Lift up your elbows off the floor. Seal pose. Make sure you don't look like that. Shoulders are not lifting to your ears. The shoulders should be lengthening down towards the sit bones. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath in. Exhale, lower just halfway down. Lift up the legs. Keep your chest lifting. Reach your arms back. Palms to face up. Let's work on this swimmer. Inhale, arms forward. Exhale, arms back. 3 more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. 2 more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. 1 more. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Hold it. Palms to face up for 3, for 2. Last one. Exhale, lower all the way down. Look to the opposite side of the room, to the left. Bend your knees. Windshield wipe your feet side to side. Whew. Plant your hands back on the ground. Come back to your tabletop. Tabletop on the ground. Lift up your knees off the floor. Take a breath. Exhale, downward facing dog. So keep somewhat a short stand in between the hands and the feet. Bring the feet all the way together. We're gonna practice some donkey kicks. If your shoulders don't feel stable, you don't have to do many of them. You can just do maybe a couple or maybe more. So magnetize the elbows towards one another. Bend your knees, squeeze the thighs together. Look forward, try to sit back towards your heels. Take 1 breath. Exhale, jump and kick your heels to your glutes. Again, inhale, forward. Exhale, down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, kick. 1 more. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, kick. Maybe you catch some air time, who knows? And then land at the front of the mat. Whew. The air time is optional, right? Only if you've been practicing before and you know what you're doing. Slow transition from your forward fold. Bend the knees. Come all the way up to stand. Reach your arms towards the ceiling. Take 1 breath. Exhale, both hands to your heart. Okay, let me just check on time because I need to stay on the 30-minute mark. Okay, great. We still have some time. So let me break down another way to get into your inversion. So basically, let's break it down, but balancing on the feet at first. So stay balanced on the right foot, and then bring the left knee same height than the left hip. So try to have this 90-degree angle with the left leg, and then use the left palm against the left knee and find a little bit of pressure right here. Feel the activation of the lowest part of your core. Press down through the bottom foot, navel in, and then try to stay the same, but with your hands facing towards the ceiling and your arms straight. And now imagine as if you were balancing on your hands rather than your feet. Really feel the sensation of the pose. Draw the navel to your spine. Hold it for 3 more breaths. Shoulders down. Press your palms up. Flex the fingers back towards the ground. Lengthen the tailbone down towards the bottom heel. It's 1 more breath in. Exhale, both feet on the ground. Pedal the legs, lift one heel, opposite heel, a couple times. So really think about how you position the bottom foot before anything else. The left foot stays flat on the ground, and then you bring the right knee back up, push the right knee against the right palm. Relax the shoulder blades, draw the navel in. Find a lot of strength right here in between the thigh and the palm. Reach your arms towards the ceiling, relax the shoulders, flex the fingers back towards your shoulders, and hold it. Pushing down through the bottom foot. 3 breaths. You might even look towards the ceiling if you still feel balanced. This is what it's gonna look like in your handstand. So 1 more breath in, and exhale, drop it back down. So the next move, it's a little tricky. Let me show you first, and then you might practice it at home. So Starting from something that looks more like a forward fold, basically, in front of the thighs. The only thing different is the position of your legs. So you're gonna have the right leg staying forward, right foot on the floor, left foot back behind you, as if you were in this lunge at first, except that you're gonna place your hands on the ground. So your legs are in a lunge, but your hands are on the ground. So the most important is actually the back leg. So make sure the back leg is not opening out to the side. Make sure the back foot stays facing down towards the ground as you kick the back heel up towards the ceiling. Let me show you how it looks. I lean forward, I lift up my left foot off the ground, the right knee is still bent, and I just kick the left foot up. Maybe you do that a couple times. You find a lot of air time. See, my right knee stays bent. Kick it back up. Maybe you try to stack the left foot right above your head. The right knee is still bent. It looks a little bit like that. And then you come back down. Find your way back up. Shake your hands. Forward and back a couple times. So see, my left leg was still straight. And I try to find this basically quarter of an arc, right? Half of an arc rather, instead of going a full 180 degree, I just go 90 degree. So the back leg as first maybe is parallel to the ground, and then it becomes perpendicular to the ground. So we're gonna try on the second side. It's all about not kicking too far. So you only kick as far as you can, not trying to go past the 90 degree mark. Cool? So we'll try on the opposite side just to make it balance. So starting with your feet like a lunge, right? The crescent pose we were doing earlier, it's kind of the same thing, except that you are leaning forward, both hands on the floor. Magnetize your elbows in towards one another and kick this right leg straight up to the sky. So maybe you do a couple kick first, trying to catch some air time. 2 more. And then the last one, you try to hold it perhaps. Pushing down on your hands, pressing the right foot towards the ceiling. Sometimes I lengthen both of my legs at the same time. It's one more breath in. And exhale, release all the way down. Have a seat. Whew. I haven't been practicing as much handstand as I wish lately. I've been slowing down even in my own practice, but it feels really good to challenge yourself a little bit. So don't be so attached to the result, right? And just be content of wherever you are on your journey. I like to call my handstand program Journey to Handstand, because it never gets fully 100% right. We still work on the details of it. So don't be attached to the final picture, but try to enjoy the process. Whew. Shake your hands if your wrists are a little sensitive, maybe some forward and back, maybe even fingers facing back next to your hips, and you walk your hands a couple times. Bring your right elbow underneath your left elbow. If your shoulders are tight, you grab opposite shoulders, maybe forearms parallel. 1 breath in. Exhale, begin to round the spine all the way down. Maybe the forearms touch the front of your shin bones, or maybe even past the shin bones. Stretching the shoulders, take 1 more breath in, and 1 more breath out. Find your way back up, switch the cross of your shins, opposite shin at front, opposite elbow under. Maybe you grab the shoulders, maybe forearms parallel, take 1 breath, look up. Exhale, look down, round down, lean forward. Just a few breaths. Then 1 more breath in. And 1 more breath out. So find your way back to a seat. I like to finish my practice with a few minutes of meditation, but it's really up to you. It's your own practice. If you like to practice meditation, I invite you to simply observe the breath in silence. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. It's really up to you. Thank you for joining us on this Yofi Mind Challenge organized by Nava House. And I rescheduled my retreat with them. I was supposed to be at the end of May, but we moved it to the end of September. So if you guys want to meet me in person, I'll be in Mykonos, September 22nd to 29. So if you're looking to book a trip, to have something to look forward to, please let us know and we'll happily assist you. Thank you so much. My name is Theo once again, and I hope to see you guys soon. Take care.